Razabane for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Spence, what are you doing? Is it cheat day?
No, cheat day. Every day's a cheat day. Oh, come and cheat. No, I'm just being. You saw Shiloh, De Freitas, Sugar Shy, Second Pro fight, and he's going around with cakes. I don't know, from the cake company. Where does he get it from? Everybody's big on this cake company. But anyway, so yeah, he's just giving out cakes. So I see Lee eating, gobbling them. So I said, what? Where's mine? So I got mine, so I'm good.
You start to eat, don't you worry. Spence, great show today here at York Hall with MTK. Let's start off at the top of the bill. Isaac Lowe taking that defeat to Lopez. Was a final eliminator for the IBF. How did you see the fight?
I'm gutted for Isaac. For all of Lopez's punching power, it's very crude. But the finish, he planned that beautifully through a really good left uppercut to the solar plexus. You get hit with the solar plexus, there's no defense mechanism again if you don't understand science. It winded him, it hurt him, and when it did, he came back with a right hand, and McDonald did him a favor by stopping it at the time when he did stop it, because he could have continued but he would have got seriously hurt, because he was hurt at the time. But you know what? In that fight, you see certain times Isaac was adjusting to the power, because when he got hit with a left hook in the first round when he went over, we thought, oh man, this is gonna be it early, and he stayed in there. You know what? And the crowd got behind him. And if it wasn't for the knockdowns at the time of the stoppage, I had that level. You know, if you were to not count the knockdowns, but you had to count them, so they were 10-8 rounds. So I had it like 57-55 going into that round. But you know what? Isaac can come again. You know. I mean, he surprised me, showed a lot of bottle in there, and he wasn't out of his depth. So he's proven to me that he's a world-class fighter. But with Lopez, I'm really intrigued to see if Kiko Martinez ends up giving him a shot, because that'd be a very, very good fight.
What was it with these Mexicans coming over here and beating the Brits, Spencer?
Well, you know who I blame? I blame Nigel Benn. I remember in 1990 when he accused Chris Eubank of only fighting Mexican. He said, look, fighting all these Mexican road sweepers, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no, Nigel, listen to me, Nigel. I'm a pugilistic specialist. So the game's changed, but I blame Nigel Benn, because I remember he's criticizing the Mexican fighters, and now we flip the page 30 years on, and we're getting Mexicans come over here now, but they're good blinking Mexican fighters, man. So the game's changed, man.
Any other stand-up performances on tonight's show? Come
on, man. Sugar Shy. I've been telling everyone about this kid, and he's boxed at like super super lightweight, but he's actually a lightweight, and it's good to see like he's there working with Marcus Luther, his dad. You know what I mean? You know, he's of his mother Marcus. You know what I mean? Marcus and his missus, they're on Gogglebox. Right, so it's Sugar Shy there anyway. So to see the stuff that young man's doing, very, very skilled, incredible punch repertoire. I was amazed at his punch repertoire. So, you know what I mean, I'm just keep on watching this kid. I want to see him grow. He was a standout for me, because how he picks his punches together, and he's slick. He's a very multifaceted kid, and I'm looking forward to his future more than anyone else's like who boxed on the show today.
Spence, I know we're rushed for time, Dennis. It's late as well, and you want to get back home. But tomorrow night, Anthony Yarde, Lyndon Arthur, all the talking's been done. Pat said his stuff, Tunde said his stuff, Anthony Yarde has said his stuff, Lyndon Arthur has said his stuff. Break the fight down tomorrow night. What happens?
Realistically, I believe it's the one that wants it the most will get the victory. And it's like when you've been taught unconventionally to conventional boxing, because everybody was going on about it being a robbery in the last fight at the time, and it wasn't. Close fights are not robberies, close fights are close fights. I think the referees now are going to be, the judges and the referees are going to be more studious to how their approach is. And also there's like, let's be realistic, Anthony Yarde is the house fighter. Anthony Yarde is the one that brings more eyeballs to the game than Lyndon Arthur, right? Lyndon Arthur fundamentally is very, very sound. If Anthony Yarde can capitalize on getting inside and throwing a very, very good body attack, and not just throwing like one shot and like see the reaction what's going to happen, but putting a barrage of punches in, then I see Anthony Yarde stopping Lyndon Arthur. a lot of people are saying, no, Lyndon can go back on his jab and befuddle Yarde. Reason being is because, like, if he was to go through the amateur pedigree, then he's the more experienced of the two, right? Boxing the England squad and everything else, right? But the difference is this: I just think like Anthony Yarde is going to have to want it and really want it, and I believe that's what he's going to go out and do. Even more so, me and Tundi haven't really spoken for about 3 weeks. We spoke for the first time 2 days ago because we've been so on it. And like a suspense, like we ain't talking. I'm just on this thing. So we shall see. There's a lot of pressure on both sides and both camps, but we'll see. But I think the telling factor in the corner now is that Tundi has a very experienced man in the corner with him in James Cook, former British and European super middleweight champion, and he used to be my old coach as well. And James knows boxing. And I think the little subtle nuances that were missing before will not be missing in this time. And I see Anthony Yarde doing a seek and destroy. That's my fingers are crossed in it. But this is boxing, anything can happen. And you know what I mean? And may the better man win.
Is it must win for Anthony?
Is it must win? Every fight's must win. So when you say, is it a must win? Every fight is a must win for Anthony, and the same for Lyndon Arthur. Because I don't want people to, even though he's going up against Anthony Yarde, and you know, Anthony Yarde will regard me as uncle, calls me uncle. I'm saying I don't dislike Lyndon. I think he's a really cool kid. A matter of fact, there was one time I was getting harassed from a troll, and I was at a boxing show, and it was Zelfa Barrett and Lyndon Arthur that stopped me from strangling this troll. So I've got a lot of time for those guys. I've got a lot of time for Pat Barrett. You know me and Pat, I've known Pat Barrett longer than I've known Tundi. So it's not I'm not in no divide. I'm just happy to see men have come from where they've come from to amass the public attention and adulation, to earn the way that they're earning, that they can look after their families, and hopefully they could all have a good Christmas. I don't want to see no one get hurt, but I've got Anthony Yarde. I got a strange feeling that Anthony Yarde could get this fight over and done with very early, you know. But I think they're prepared for the early onslaught. So I would say Anthony Yarde around about round 9.
It's been a few years. You made a comment to a certain individual on Sky Sports Toe to Toe, and you said the British public will never forgive you if you don't take the Khan-Brook fight. It's finally happening. A lot of people are saying that it's too late.
It is too late.
But is it still going to be an entertaining fight?
Of course. Listen, if I'm not at the fight, which no doubt, I think Sam Jones from me said, yeah, Spence, me and you are going to the fight, right? So I have to big up Sam Jones, he's my guy. If it didn't happen, it'd still be a travesty. And you know what? As much as people could complain, I'm going to watch that fight, you know? I'm buying that fight, period. If I'm not at the fight, I'm buying the fight, because that is, listen, you can see just by Khan-Brook's reaction and everything else, and now Amir Khan's trying to blame by being like this, trying to behave like this elder statesman. It's going to be an excellent fight, my friend. And you know what? The reason what makes it really good is because we don't really know who's going to win that fight. You know what I mean? And anybody say they definitely know who's going to win that fight, they don't. They're going by favoritism or who they align themselves with. It's a great fight, and I'm looking forward to it. And I don't care. These two men could be 75 years old, but because of Amir Khan and Khan-Brook, the dislike between the two of them, the synergy that they create, the energy that they create, it's going to be a great fight. Watch out for that fight, man. I'm telling you, it's an excellent fight.
Spencer, finally, I saw a post on your Instagram story, a picture of yourself with a card that says manager. Do you just want to elaborate what's going on? Are you gonna? No.
What's happening is this: it's like people see, like these younger generation, they don't know when I used to ram out York Hall when I was promoting the Hard Knocks. They don't know when I made like, what was it, like 8 champions in the space of 18 months. They don't know these kind of things. So doing the TV stuff and everything else, but it's like I get harassed constantly for, if not for fighters for me to work with, or for them to say what fights they should be starting. I get this regularly. So a lot of people behind me were saying, Spence, just go reapply for your license. I said, well, I'm not going to do that for. Can't understand the seediness of this game as well, and I can't take it. But I'm an elder statesman now, and through the grace of God, I've been blessed with a beautiful family, a lovely home and stuff. So I'm just, you know what I mean? It's not even like a natural progression because I've done it before. But I know, like, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. I've got knowledge now, so let's see what happens.
You are the knowledge indeed.
Thank you very much, Raz. And you keep on doing what you're doing. Keep it IFL, man, because IFL, man, they've been here from morning and they ain't going nowhere. And even more so, now they're showing these fights. Come on, I'm just gassed. chuffed as well for doing my stuff on ESPN, which gets shown all around the Americas and the Caribbean. So I'm getting cousins in Jamaica saying that they've seen me on TV. You know what that means?
Spencer Fearon, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Come on.